Welcome back to Eye of the Storm. This is What's Wrong with Women, episode 5. You could call this episode 4.5 because in the last episode we talked about Suki Hana going in on Sawiti saying that Sawiti should come out and live her truth. She should come out of the closet as a prostitute, basically. Which is, that's not even bro code. Like, why do you single out a fellow female? What is the point of doing that? Why is it that important to do such a thing? So that's what she was talking about, and I wanted to reflect on that with this. This is Nigeria, and this woman is saying, allegedly, that many students, university students, are selling their bodies. They're selling their bodies. I will attempt to translate what she's saying. She may not be speaking proper English or English at all, but let's see what she has to say.
Mothers, are you aware of what your children are doing, especially your daughters? The ones that told you that they are in university, are you aware? Because many girls now, they come up for their school, they enter another state. Now, what they do?
Okay, so she says that parents should be aware that their daughters who are supposed to be university students are going out of state, out of town to do prostitution. Let's listen.
They come up for their school, they enter another state. Now, what they do? You think say your pikin they go school, you now they feel say your daughter na virgin. Okay, let's leave virgin aside. Do you know what they do in school? Are you aware? Are you checking on them? Because the information I'm getting now.
This is exactly the same scenario as this. Now, looking at her, look at the hair. The hair is very expensive, right? As a student, she looks like a student. If she's a student, she's definitely a student. You have the nose ring, you have the hair. She looks like a prostitute herself. And she knows so much about what these other girls are doing that she can speak authoritatively on what they're doing because she does it herself. So, truly, this is not episode 5, this is episode 4.5. This is just a different flavor of saying the same thing. Let's go back.
Do you know what they do in school? Are you aware? Are you checking on them? Because the information I'm getting now, we go just see small girls enter our state because I am in Asaba. Small girls, if you see them, you know that these girls are young girls. They come to this state, leaving their school to do prostitution. Parents, are you aware? They come, they do a shower for here. I just they talk because many parents are not aware. You will find out that they give.
So the thing is, okay, she said she's speaking out doing a public service announcement because many parents are not aware. And it's like, what gives you the moral authority, one? And looking the way you do, you cannot tell me, like, you have to convince me that you don't do the same thing. For me, if I say a woman with a nose ring, a hoop nose ring, forget it. Like, that's my first judgment. That's my first indicator that you are at least a woman of low sexual, what's the word? You're at least a woman of low repute, right? Even if you're not standing on the road, you've at least traded your body for sex a few times. That's traded your body for money a few times. That's for sure. But so it's the same thing. But let's not attack the woman. Let's attack what she's saying. That girls, many girls, a lot of girls, are leaving school to do prostitution. And, she's also saying that parents should be aware, should check in on their daughters. Checking in on your daughter is calling her and saying, how are you, how was school, how was class, right? Even if she's getting piped down, you wouldn't know because you're calling her. Maybe you can call her on FaceTime, call her on on WhatsApp video, to see what's happening. If she rejects your call on WhatsApp video, then you know there's a problem, right? But truly, as a parent who has released your adolescent or 18, 19-year-old daughter into the wild, truly, what can you do? This is why men fear having daughters, because of this. Because this is what can happen. So you want your child, your daughter, to be modest, moderate, not draw attention to herself, but all her friends have this type of hair, right? All her friends have this type of hair that flows and stuff, and you don't want to buy your daughter this type of hair. So what does she do? What does she do? She finds out that this hair costs maybe 300,000, maybe 400,000. She knows that if she asks her father for 300, 400,000 to buy this type of hair, he's not going to give her. As a student, how is she going to make money? If she gets the right connect, she can get that hair after maybe 4 or 5 clients. Let's put it like that. Maybe, depending on her level of attractiveness. So, what she's saying is absolutely true. We should not shoot the messenger. We should not question the messenger. We should look at what she's saying. It's true. It's true. Women are realizing from very young age, as young as 11, I can talk about that if you want, that they can trade their body for the things that they want. A parent doesn't want, the average parent doesn't want his child to have a nose ring or this type of hair or whatever the case may be. The average parent doesn't want that because the hair and the nose ring indicate certain things. When you see a girl with this type of hair, unnatural hair, flowing hair, it says something. It says luxury. This is a luxury woman, and for a woman to attain this type of luxury, we know how women attain luxury generally. It's not, she doesn't look like a businesswoman who is a business magnate and made money to buy hair, even though that's what most women do. But it tells you something. A woman going out looking like this, like with the hair and the nose, it tells you something. I'm a young woman, therefore I've been able to extract resources from a man to procure these types of things for myself. That is what it says. That is the truth. And what she said is that this applies to many young girls. Because truly, if you're in school, it means your fees are paid. Okay? Fees are paid. What are your expenses? You have lesson notes, lesson plans, accommodation, feeding, right? That's it. Accommodation, feeding, that's it. So maybe, in many cases, some girls have parents who may not be able to afford those things. So invariably, you trade. Or some girls want these types of luxurious items that make them stand out. Or they cave into peer pressure to get these things. And the fastest way they find that they can do it is by going out and trading their body for sex. For fucking hell, trading their body for money. Let's listen to the end of it.
Because many parents are not aware. You will find out that they give their children lots of money. But these girls, they are not okay with it. No money, they reach them. Now, why they leave school so nobody knows what they are doing there to another state? So parents, especially mothers, watch your money.
So I think that's a very interesting point. And I like the fact that she pointed out, women, what's wrong with women? You found it. What's wrong with women? Women are greedy. Women are greedy. It doesn't matter how much money you give your daughter, right? Is what she's saying. It doesn't matter how much money the girl has, she still wants more. And there's no faster way for a woman to make money than selling herself for it. There is no faster way. A woman who's attractive enough can make 200,000 naira in a day. So, she's absolutely not wrong. I'm surprised at how not wrong she is. And I mean, she's trying to talk to parents, but truly, what can parents do? You sent your daughter out of the house, and she has gone to university to do all these terrible things. We all know what the solution is. The solution is funny. You know what the solution is? Okay, so we've done this for episode 3, right? Let me show you what the solution to episode 5 is. Watch this. Oh my god. This is the solution. Right here. This is the solution. If you want your child to get if you want your daughter to get married a virgin, this is what you have to do. Because once she gets out there, even before she gets out there, she's already doing terrible, horrendous things that you wouldn't even want to hear. But truly, if you want to marry a virgin, this is how you do it. Because the girls that this woman is talking about, She's not talking about 18-year-olds, because 16, 17-year-old girls get into university, I can tell you that much. And they start doing terrible things even from secondary school. I can tell you that much too.
They reach them. Now why they leave school so nobody knows what they are doing there to another state?
Yeah, so very good point. Another point I wanted to emphasize was the fact that they go to another state because you leave the state so that you don't by mistake run into somebody that you know. So it's very, very clever. Very risky as well, but that's the reality.
So parents, especially mothers, watch your children. Pay very good attention. Thank you. Because some of them, you feel because they are in university, you can just leave them. Don't leave them, oh. Don't stop talking, oh. Aside them doing prostitution, the risk in it is plenty, oh.
Okay, so yeah, risky behavior, young people doing risky things. I think it's correct, it's taken, we understand it. But don't stop talking to them. What does talking solve? What problem does talking solve? Can you talk a prostitute out of her ways? Can you? Like, does Sawiti, going back to episode 4 or 5? Yeah, going back to episode 4. Does Sawiti saying this? Sorry, Sukihana. Does Sukihana saying this to and about Sawiti stop her from doing what she's doing? It doesn't. Even she, who is attempting to make a moral stand, tells you that, yeah, she's still going to do what she's doing. So if you're still going to do what you're doing, and you're chastising others for doing exactly what you do, what's the point of making the statement? So it's the same thing here. You said that your daughters, people's daughters are going out there and selling themselves for money. Right. And you say, stop them. Talk to them. Talk to them so that they don't do it. Or what? Because you're not going to call your daughter and say, hi, daughter, did you sell your body for money today? And she says, no. You can't stop them is the point. And that's kind of the point I've been making, right? This is the solution. If you don't want your child to go out there and risk these terrible things from happening, you just marry them off. Marry them off. Let them go to their husband's house. So you have your daughter, you raise her as a father. As she's leaving your house, you're handing over to another man as a wife, so that she doesn't go to university and join these girls to be looking for bone straight wigs. That is the only solution. If somebody can find a different solution, please let me know in the comments. What's Wrong with Women, episode 5, greed. What is the solution? Child marriage. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. Out.
Do I invoke the ancient pact of Viking? Once more, the wicked stand before us, threatening the sacred communion between your realm and mine.
We have been here before. We watch your petty world slumbering. You cannot defy the call of the mass, dear. You can only surrender.
I saw a long ship made of the claws of dead men. The wraiths drove everyone to the shore. My daughter, too. No man who meets the hunt returns to this world.
I returned.